Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to show you how to create a role reaction menu that allows people to click on different emojis to give themselves different ranks in the server, which then allow you to, self-assign roles that appear on your profile so that you can not only change the color of your profile on a server, but you can also give yourself unique little tags that can be helpful for telling people what you're good at, if it's things like what kind of programming stuff you're good at, or if it's things like being able to, I play these games. So that's what I'm going to show you how to set up here today, and we're going to be doing it using the YAGPDB bot. And if you're not familiar with the YAGPDB bot, stands for Yet Another General Purpose Discord Bot. And it's a general purpose utility bot that has a lot of really powerful features. It can automatically post the latest news and updates from places like Reddit, like if you're streaming on Twitch, or if you're streaming or posting a video on YouTube. You can do the self-assigned roles, which is what I'm going to show you how to do today. You can do some auto moderation features. There's custom commands and some general purpose moderation, and just some for fun utilities, including cat facts, because who doesn't want to know about cat facts? So to set this up, the first thing I want to do is pop into my server, my test server. And here is where we're going to set everything up. So as we get started, I'm going to invite YAGPDB bot to the server. So to do that, I need to go to the control panel. And then from here, they tell you the latest news. But what I want to do is up here in the corner, there's a select server button. This will tell you what servers you've already got it on, because it'll show the logo of the server and you can select it. And that means that it's already invited the bot to that server. Or you can select one of these ones with a plus symbol on it in order to invite it to a new server. In this case, I'm going to invite it to my test server. From here, it'll walk you through the standard Discord bot invite process. It's like, hey, we're going to invite it to, we need access to your account, and we're going to invite it to this server. And then it'll tell you all the permissions that it wants to use in order to function. Again, for the most part, you don't really need to limit the functionality of most approved, verified Discord bots, because Discord's already kind of had a look at them. And if they were a problem, they would have kicked them off the platform already. We just need to verify that we're people and not some sort of secret robot from Mars. Or at least if we are a secret robot from Mars, they certainly don't need to know about it. So I'll click OK. And then we can select that server from the pull-down menu. And here is where we will set things up. But for now, that's all we want to use this for. We need to set up some roles that we want people to be able to select from in order to, set up the menu in the first place. So I'm going to create a new channel, and I'm just going to call this self roles. And we'll create that channel. And here's where everything will appear. Now, I don't want people to be able to talk in this channel, so I'm going to go in and select at everyone and say they can't send messages, and they're not going to be allowed to add reactions to anything, because I only want the reactions to be the ones that the bot sets up, or else it'll get really confusing. From here, I'm going to go into the server settings. I'm going to go into roles, and I'm going to create some cool roles. Let's just say this will be people's favorite food. That'll be an easy one to set up. We'll hit create roles, and we'll say like hamburger. And then hamburgers will be like burger bun colored. And then we'll hit save changes. You can set these roles up in the permissions list here to have additional permissions beyond just what a generic at everyone member would have if you want. I use these more as a cosmetic thing, because if I'm going to give you a lot of powers on my server, I want to be able to say that I've approved you having those powers first. So after that, we'll make another one by hitting the plus here at the top of the list, and we'll say hot dogs. And hot dogs will be this kind of brownish red, and we'll hit save. And then we'll say tacos, and tacos will be yellow. What happened to my hamburgers? Did it not save hamburgers? Or no, hot dogs. For some reason, it didn't keep that. And then what do we want to do after hot dogs? We want to say, like, we got tacos, hamburgers, churros. Churros. They're delicious and I love them. That'll be green. And then, I don't know, what else do we want to add? Maybe like ice cream. Ice cream is everyone's favorite. And that'll be like purple. Done. So those will be our roles. Now, the way that this will generally work when you're setting this up at home is a lot of people will have these roles set up before they invite the bot to their server. If you do that, that's not a problem. Just note that you'll see the YAGPDB rank down here that gives YAGPDB its power, its permissions to function on your server. In order for it to be able to assign these roles to people as they click on these different buttons that we're going to set up, this needs to appear at the top of the list. Anything underneath of it, it has control over. As far as ranks go and roles, anything above it, it can't control. I don't know why Discord sets it up like that, but they do. So just drag it to the top of the list. Keep it simple. So that's pretty much the first pieces that we need to set up. The next part, we need to go back to the website, and then here on the sidebar under Tools and Utilities, we want the role commands. Auto role is a little bit different. This is just going to set up to automatically give people a role based upon a certain criteria that you set up in this menu. So if you want everybody that joins the server to automatically have a member tag, this would be where you set that up. But we want the role commands, and in order to set up a role menu, we have to create a group. A group is multiple different roles that you can give people, whereas if you wanted to create just a single role command, yes or no, you would just make create new role command. But we need to make a group, so we're going to call this favorite foods. And then it doesn't require any roles. And then I want it to be, you can only have one. Well, actually, you know what? Let's say you can have multiple roles. So the mode kind of sets up how this works. Single means that you can only have one role at a time. Multiple means you can have as many as you want or have none. And then standard is kind of just a yes or no. So we're going to set up a multiple. And then I don't really set up a minimum number of roles required, because what this does is once you've selected it and started using the menu, it'll send you an error message if you try to remove all of the roles that you're setting up. So this prevents it from having like none. But I don't really require you to have any. And then just for giggles, we'll just say like the maximum number is 6 that you can have at one time. And then we'll create new group. And that's going to create a new tab up here at the top of this menu. And then this is going to be all of the different ranks that you can have inside of this menu group. So we're going to call the first one hamburger. And by naming it hamburger, and it corresponds with the name of a role, it'll automatically fill it out. But if you want to call this like ham for short, then you'll have to use this pull-down menu to select which role you want this to give them. But I'm just going to call this hamburger and then create new role. And I'll do hot dog. Did that set up correctly? Hot dog. Oh, I said hot dogs, plural, so I had to set that up. And then the next one, I want tacos. Tacos. And then we want churros. Ice cream. Boom. Then what's after that? Ice cream, churros, tacos, hamburger, hot dog. Yeah, that looks all good. We've got all of those here. Now that this is all set up in here, and we've selected all the different roles that people can get, we need to activate this on the server. So to do that, we go into the self roles channel and we type in a command. We do dash role menu space create space the name of the role group that we've set up, and then we hit enter. So now YAGPDB will be like, okay, we're going to set this up for you. So to set up the different reactions that you want people to be able to do, you just react to this bottom button here, this bottom message, with the correct emoji that you want people to be able to react with. So I'll add reaction, I'll go all the way down to food, and then that's ice cream, so we're going to want to find the ice cream food. In fact, I could probably just type in ice cream. And then boom, ice cream set up, and it wants churros, which I guess isn't really, either I misspelled that or it doesn't really show up the way that I expected it to. What kind of looks like a churro? That's a French bread. I could have sworn there was, in fact, a churro inside this list somewhere. We'll just grab the tamale. That's close enough. And then after that, it wants tacos. Let's taco about it. And then after that, it wants hot dog. And then last, it should be hamburger. Boom. Now, this is all done for now. So right now, the way that it's set up is when you select one of these items, the bot will actually send you a message to tell you that you've been given that role. And I find that really annoying and really spammy, so we're going to turn that off. So if you ever have problems with this bot, they have a very nice set of documentation that I will link to you in the video description that will help run you through all the stuff that you want to do with this. And it's very step by step. And they've kind of done some research on the things that people like to use this bot for primarily. And they've written some great guides on how to set up each individual piece. So if you get confused and I'm not around to ask a question to, you can go here. Here, they've basically said the thing that I need to turn that off is down here. So I just need to get the message ID of this little menu in order to turn off that annoying message. So to get this little ID for this individual message, you're going to have to turn on the developer tools. So in order to do that, you go down to your user settings, and then I believe it's under advanced. There is the developer mode. Just toggle this on. And then when you right-click a message, at the bottom there's a copy ID. Every message, every user, everything in Discord has a unique identification number, including like the channels, the server itself. Everything you do on here has a unique ID number, and you can copy that for developer purposes. So this is going to allow me to turn off those notifications, which is now turned off. So now when I click on these buttons in order to tell people what my favorite foods are from like a ballpark, you'll notice on the sidebar it's not spamming me with messages every time I click on one of those. I super duper recommend that because I find spammy bots sending you messages over every single button click that you do super duper annoying, but you can do with that however you please. A couple other things to note is you can make this a one question menu, which is really useful and really popular for people who want to set up a roles channel, or a rules channel, I should say, so that you have to acknowledge that you've read the rules and clicked OK before you're able to see everything else in the server. So you use a similar method to set that up. You just use the single menu, and then you set it up so that the @everyone role can only see one channel. And then when you click OK, it gives you the member role, which then activates the rest of the server. If you're interested, if enough people are interested in me setting up that tutorial, I will do that one next. But for the most part, this is the primary thing a lot of people like to use YAGPDB to set up. It also has auto moderation and YouTube feeds. I'll put some of those in a separate tutorial. But for now, this is how you do a React roles menu using YAGPDB Bot. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask those in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help. Otherwise, I will put the links to this bot and its following documentation. Otherwise, I'll put a link to this bot and its documentation in the video description. And if you need live help with this or just want to hang out, we also have a Discord server where you can pop in and chat with everybody and have a good old time and get live assistance with tutorials if you decide that you need them, or if you just want to share some memes. So that'll be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody, and have a good one.